Justice.
I got an achievement. Sweet.
Yeah, so I got 3 days of World of Warcraft.
Yeah,
they
you
offered
mentioned
it to
that.
me from the new one came out recently.
Won't tempt me with your drugs, Nick.
Yeah, so, and they're like, I even had, like, the trial to test out the new area, but I'm like, I haven't even seen the last area. So I just made a new character and dicked around for a couple hours. I made a warlock.
I mean, that's what I would have done, but I'm not going back.
And I was like, I'm not doing anything today, and the new Witcher card game doesn't come out until tomorrow, and I'm not really, so I'm just sitting here, and it's free. So why not waste a day playing some World of Warcraft?
Oh my god. I think about playing MMOs, and I'm just like, nah, I don't need that heroin needle. Oh, I'm supposed to do something here.
Yeah.
I thought it was a loading screen.
No. I mean, I wonder why you would think that. This is crazy. It says loading in gigantic letters.
What is the matter, Pod 42?
Yes.
This protocol is not an interface intended for conversational use.
So they're using the loading screen to talk to each other instead of their little, like, matrix.
Yeah.
The construct.
And they're even self-aware about the fact that I would be confused that I'm not doing anything here.
Acknowledge. However, this pod has confidential transmission for pod 153.
Okay, so 153 is 9S's, I think, and 42's is A2.
Sure.
Beacon transmission. An error has been detected in the transmission network between pod 42 and 153.
Hypothesis. Said errors fragmented data caused by the deterioration of the transmission environment.
It may be so. However, it may also not be so. Those are the options.
Message unclear. Clarification requested.
After repeated information exchanges between multiple pods, an unexpected phenomenon has occurred. We pods have developed unusually protective feelings toward support targets 2B, A2, and 9S. Corey, could this be our will?
Unknown. Definition of will is unclear.
Will is the question of whether pods are capable of their own self-determination. ...
Even if it were possible, such an action cannot be abided. Successful mission fulfillment is all that matters. ... Whatever
the case, we tactical support units have a duty to see this through to the end.
Duty, huh? It sounded like an android just there.
Agreed, but just as androids are influenced by humans, so we are tied to our creators.
Perhaps.
Pod 153. Do not die.
The concept of death has no meaning to a tactical support unit. However, your expression of concern is appreciated. I also hope that you do not die, Pod 042.
Yeah.
Physical check complete. Memory check complete. Maintenance mode complete.
I fell out of the tower that is now gone.
Activate.
Yes. I'm confused how I would get this far away.
Good morning, 9S.
Well, I mean, it's nowhere near as far away as he got blown from the nuke explosion.
Analysis.
That's true.
The enemy's
although he was also picked up, theoretically.
Unit 9S suffered damage from the fall and was placed in emergency suspend mode. Fall location was deemed too dangerous. Thus, said unit was transported to current location. All
She
system
grabbed you
checks
and just
reactivation
dragged
complete.
you.
This tiny little pod.
Operator model 210 is deceased. Black box signal not found.
Alright.
I was gonna say maybe he fell, took a bunch of damage, and just kind of
report.
stumbled out
Tower
on his own.
access authentication
But no, that
key
makes a lot of sense.
acquired.
Park access key.
So you now have all 3 access keys to get into the tower, the
The
main tower.
required number of authentication keys have been
There's
acquired.
a quest over
The
here.
tower is
Yes.
now open for investigation.
Good.
killing enemies or just loot?
Why don't you just check on the map and then mouse over it?
That is a good point. You make good points. I know
also, save the game.
Yeah, always save the game.
It's gathering keepsakes, so yeah, ignore it. We're pushing.
Oops, there it is.
Yes.
Man, there's blood everywhere. Whatever happened must have happened right here. Talk about a bad way to go.
I like that these zombie clowns are still neutral.
Yeah.
So there's like a couple locked chests. Do I just ignore them?
I mean, if you stumble across them on the path that we're taking, open them. But I wouldn't go out of my way to do anything.
Alright.
We want to try to finish this.
That's a good point.
According to your save file, we're already over the time it took me to finish.
I never claimed to be good.
No,
or fast.
You didn't. Actually, I don't know if we're over, but we're really close to it. But then again, I think we're really close to the end as well. So
yeah,
we'll
I
see.
kind of assumed that the tower is the end.
I definitely did it in under 35, and we were at like 31 and something.
Okay.
So yeah, you're probably actually still gonna be about equal.
I'm on par.
Yes.
If I had rushed it and skipped all the side quests, I'd probably beat it in like 20. Because there's a lot of dicking around in the beginning.
Yes. Oh yeah, if you go just pure main story, although that can leave you underleveled and under upgraded often, because you get a lot of your materials from side quests as well.
Yeah.
All right, it's time.
Hack
that shit. Oh right, no, hack each individual key first. Because you have the keys now. Now you may hack. Do it.
Oh crap, I have a time limit.
Yes.
I can't lame it out.
No. But the objective is always just to kill the ball. So.
Alright, that's one.
Yeah, if you have a time limit, it's usually actually quite easy.
Surprisingly.
Like, the challenge. Sometimes actually beating the time limit is hard. Like, if you take a wrong turn, you're screwed, sort of thing.
Yeah.
But, it's usually not too skill heavy when there's a time limit.
Or at least not like enemy heavy. Tree seeds.
Yes.
These are near pine cones, acorns.
Kill the balls. Yeah, this appears to be one where literally the time limit is your only enemy.
Really though. And it's not that hard if you just hold the button down.
Mm-hmm.
Now I should be able to hack this.
Or no, alright.
That means a special prize is waiting for you inside the tower.
Ooh, a special prize!
I love
We
prizes!
look forward to serving you.
Alert. Enemy caution level rising. Cause is most
You are
likely
being
concern
attacked
over Unit
during
9S
this
gaining
extremely
access to
slow
tower.
hack. So your hack stays for a little while. You need to deal with the enemies.
Oh my god,
Don't die.
I'm trying to dodge. And we're not having it. Oh, why didn't that dodge?
Because you were in the middle of charging an attack.
Damn it! They won't stop coming!
Why is the camera looking at the sky? This is not the time to be sightseeing.
Well, because you were looking that way, and then you pushed the button that ensured that you would continue looking that way.
9S, we've been expecting you.
We'll help.
Yep. It's that momentary fake out for those who were
You need to open the door to the tower.
waiting to see if they would turn on you like in the first game.
Yeah.
But nope, Popola and Devila will redeem their model.
What are you doing here?
Remember your promise?
These are good ones.
What are you talking about?
Come on, 9S. Hack in while you can.
None of this makes any sense.
We'll explain
So
everything
with them,
once we're
anything
inside.
that comes at you, you should be able to beat in time
To keep it going.
They seem,
And they
they
mostly
seem to
distracted.
mostly be, distracted by them.
I can dig it. If they just want me to ignore the robots, I'll ignore the robots.
Yep.
I got no problem doing that.
They gave you allies to save the day. And then A2 just gets to be fucking lazy and walk in behind you again. As 9S clears the
You just
path.
focus on
I'm fine
hacking.
with that.
And then A2 kills the boss.
After it's already been weakened.
Well, no, there was a new boss at that. Well, yeah, that's true. But the boss was Big Brother.
Oh, yeah.
Push through. You need to kill all the balls.
Just gonna ignore everything I can.
Oh.
Ah.
There's no time.
Ah!
Use both sticks. But yeah, this one doesn't actually even kick you out. It's just a checkpoint.
Which is nice,
Because
it's super long.
it's because it takes so long to hack in, and it's not. Oh, you got to kill all the enemies. There you go. But yeah, it's because this is a story hack.
Yeah.
It is not meant necessarily to be a test of
This
skill.
barrier?
Analysis. It is part of a closed defensive system.
Well, how do I break it down?
Hypothesis. Unit 9S could permit his self-consciousness data to lose control. The resulting energy surge has an acceptable probability of temporarily paralyzing the barrier.
That's almost as bad as not going in at all!
So,
Almost.
the hacking version of Berserk.
What happened?
It's the barrier.
Popola!
No, don't!
Don't do it, Pokemon.
You can't do anything! The wall's got a self-closing
Enough!
algorithm!
Devil and I, we have to atone for our sins no matter what!
But if you do that, your circuits will...
Devil! Right.
Right, I should deal with this enemy.
No, it's trying to
Devil!
throw 9S in.
Don't regret this.
Poor Popola. Poor Papadopoulos.
Yes. They were heroes this time.
At least they didn't blow up a city.
Yeah.
Crazy sons of bitches.
Loading screen.
Oh.
So, data records discovered for units Devil and Popola. Do you wish to open this data now? Open it now.
Oh, it's backstory, so we can skip it?
Hmm?
It's just like backstory for these two, but we can skip it?
I mean, we could have skipped it, yeah.
Okay.
But, welcome to the text adventure of the backstory of Devil
Oh
and
god.
Popola.
I could have skipped the text adventure and I didn't.
But it's incredibly necessary.
Alright, fine.
Devil and Popola are great, and it's not like 8 years long like the ones in
Alright.
Nier.
A dusty wind kisses my cheeks. Buried in sand, we press forward one step at a time. We have nowhere else to go after all, because our models, the Devil and Popola models, are defective. Record transitions in the project initial phase.
When first we woke, there were still people. They had flesh, egos, emotions, souls, and they issued us a single order. Function as observers of Project Gestalt. This is the sole mission of the twin Devil and Popola models.
So presumably they're the
It
first.
is the only reason we exist. Well, no, it's implying that there were multiple colonies like that that each had their own Popola and Devila.
Yeah, but I mean, like, Popola and Devila were some of the first androids that were created.
Not specifically this Popola and Devila, but Popola and Devila in general were the first androids.
Yes.
You take this page. We'll switch off on pages.
Sure. We were the latest model. Through many companions shared our appearance. There was a sparkle in all of our eyes, a sense of pride at having been entrusted with humanity's future. And yes, there was anxiety as well. But we existed as a pair, we shared destiny's burden as a pair, and because of that, all hesitation was swept away. Yeah, that's actually really smart. Have a pair of immortals. Like, one immortal's going to go crazy alone, but two will keep each other sane.
Yeah, or you could go full, like, underworld with it and have 3 immortal kings that swap out every, 500 years who's in control.
Yeah, you could do that too.
With underworld was great. Anyway, each pair were given their own cities as observation areas. We were ordered to guide the replicants with our own hands, all for the sake of the promised time that would one day arrive. We were the only ones who could handle such a duty. We were observers, after all. And we saw some shit.
Watch out! Devila staggers and falls in the soft yet unforgiving sand. I hurry to her side and sigh with relief when I find she's not seriously hurt. Are you alright? Sorry, sis. Guess I spaced out there for a bit. She smiles the same wry smile I know so well as she rubs absently at her leg. It is wrapped in a white bandage.
Your bandage is coming undone. Here, let me change it. It's alright, Popola. Come on, we have to go before we lose the light. We won't be going anywhere if the sand gets into that thing. Now quit whining and hold still. I'll be quick. Devila grunts and turns away.
Why would an android need a bandage?
To keep the sand out of all their servos and junk. I guess. What she's just said. If your leg gets filled with sand, we're not going anywhere.
Oh,
because your leg's going to seize up.
Yeah.
Devila, she grunts and turns away. Soon we're resting in the shade of a nearby rock as I pull the bandage free.
Artificial skin, torn and bloodied, peeks out from beneath the bandage. Judging by Devila's current lack of ambulatory control, I imagine the circuitry underneath has been damaged as well. Take a deep breath. I check the circuitry to see if it can be repaired, replace the bandage, and hope for the best. Now, let's see if we can repair it.
As expected, the wiring in the nerve circuitry has been damaged. Replacing it will require new connectors as well as some tools, none of which are easy to find in the middle of a desert.
Sorry about this, sis, mutters Devila. That wry smile again. It kills me every time. Don't you dare apologize, I respond. You've done nothing wrong. I calmly change the bandage, trying not to let my worry show. I make it as tight as possible so no sand can slip inside. It's all I can do until I can get the proper materials. But that's going to be a tall order considering our current condition.
I'm sorry, sister. Okay, now you're apologizing? We both apologize while insisting the other's apology is stupid. And it's kind of funny in a way, such a trivial exchange under the circumstances of dying in a desert. We laugh together, the sound echoing across the desert before being stolen by the cool evening wind.
Report regarding the increase in relapses. There has to be some way to prevent relapses. Devilish sharp voice echoes through our private quarters. You must be quiet, sister. The replicants will hear. They wouldn't understand even if they did. That might be true, but regardless.
Annoyed at my hesitation, Devila crosses her legs and scowls. The black scroll took another victim. That's 3 this month, and it's spreading way too fast. Let's wait and see what happens. I'm tired of hearing you say that. Her shout makes me I said that quietly, but it was a shout, apparently. Her shout makes me jump just a little, but enough for her to notice. Seeing that, her eyes suddenly open wide.
I'm sorry, sis. It's not your fault. I shouldn't have lashed out like that softly. It's okay, I understand. It's all going wrong. You can feel it too, right? When I was first assigned to Project Gestalt, I was over the moon with pride, but now my chest hurts just to think about it if it were to fail.
Before we knew it, the replicants had gained a sense of self, and the black scrawl started raging out of control. It moved fast. So fast. Like a wind. Popola and I would go to the observation room and act like it was all okay. We'd talk to the replicants as if we didn't have a care in the world. But at night, we'd hold each other and share the horror of it all.
The replicants are becoming aware.
Yeah, well, and the Gestalts are they're going insane after thousands of years of not having a body, and they're trying to climb into any body they can find.
Yeah.
And that's what the Black Scrawl is.
Yes.
So it's both sides of the plan failed.
Yeah. Well, wasn't it? They were supposed to wait until a certain point and then allow them
they
back
were
in?
supposed to go into the replicants were supposed to be like cows.
Yes.
That they could just climb, like they were supposed to be empty, and so that they could just be climbed back into. But they, you basically a replicant of your own body, you'd climb back into it,
yes,
and become yourself. But unfortunately, the replicants became themselves. So then you were fighting with another person. That was Kaine's whole story.
Yes,
is that she had a psychopath in her head.
Yes, because someone tried to
and they were both sharing and fighting over it.
Yeah, and so here's the one thing: the project failed because by the time the disease that turned people into salt went away, the replicants had already had their own consciousness, correct?
Yeah, it's unclear exactly what the plan was. Oh, and secondly, Grimoire Vice was lost. They needed both Grimoire Vice and Grimoire Noir.
Yes, that's right.
To because they contained the protocols for starting the true reclamation process.
Yeah.
Which the Black Scrawl is when a crazy ghost tries to wing it back into a body.
Yeah.
It doesn't work right. But Grimoire Vice and Grimoire Noir together could have started the actual process.
Yeah.
But Weiss lost it, and Weiss lost all of his memories, so he just wanted to help his friends.
Yeah.
And so
no one's a good guy in that game.
He helps Replicant Nier defeat Gestalt Nier.
Yes.
And win. But anyway.
I'm glad you were with me, Murmurs Popola. I couldn't have handled being an observer all alone. See, I was right. We were able to endure because we had each other, I reply softly. Did the humans see this coming? Is that why they made a twin model? Were they really so clever? Were they really so cruel? I couldn't have done this by myself. I would have descended into madness. I simply couldn't bear such a burden all alone.
Which is why Popola, or Devil, I forget which one, went crazy when one of them died in the first game.
Yes.
And then tried to blow up everyone, which kind of ruined everything, because her direct boss was Gestalt Nier. Like, the Black King, or whatever they called him.
Yeah.
And, so by killing his replicant, that would have seriously fucked him over.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
so
but she went crazy.
But she went nuts, yeah. And luckily Emil was there, the little head guy.
Yes.
And saved the day, but not himself. But also, if you get the secret ending, yes, himself. He flew away as a head.
Rolled away.
No, he landed in the desert.
Oh, yeah.
He literally flew through the air and landed in the desert from the secret city.
Yeah, and then he rolled away.
And then he's like, well, I've got work to do, and he rolls away.
And no one knows what work that was, except making giant replicants of his own head in the desert, apparently.
Yes. But anyway, when I get the chance, I'm going to try contacting another city. Maybe these abnormalities are localized. Maybe everything is fine everywhere else, and our case is just the worst.
Yeah.
And the answer is no, actually. Your case is probably fine, because there's another Popola and Nebula that were defeated by their replicants and overthrown.
Really, though? So, wait, is this a Popola and Devila from a different city, then?
Yeah.
Oh.
This isn't the same Popola and Devila.
Well, no, I knew it wasn't the same Popola and Devila.
But they all had their own city.
Yeah, I knew they all had their own city, but for some reason I thought that they were robots, or they were androids created 1,000 years later to...
No. They've been... It's a real fucking Old Testament story here. They've been wandering the desert and the wastes of the broken world.
Okay.
For 1,000 years, and they've finally found their redemption here at the tower.
Okay.
They've been on a fucking 5,000-year journey.
Because the other models of them fucking went crazy.
That's how I interpret it anyway.
So.
But yes, pray that's the case. Blah blah. Observers can pull through. The other yeah. Anyway, don't worry. It's all gonna be fine. But it wasn't. Nothing was okay. All thanks to a pair of Devil and Popola models from another town.
Okay, yeah, I see what you mean.
The
wind rubs my cheek, the sand grazes my skin, it's growing cold out here. We walked with renewed purpose, hoping to make up for lost time. Devila loses her balance every now and then. It gets bad after a while. I slip myself under her arm so she wouldn't fall again, and we press on. Is your leg alright? Well, I doubt I'll be dancing anytime soon, but yeah, it's fine. She smiles as she says this, but I can tell that she doesn't have much left, and yet she continues to smile, all so I won't worry.
I remember when our resistance allies injured her leg. I was furious, beyond fury. I wanted to scream and cry and lose myself in it. But then she smiled, and all of the rage just drifted away. And I didn't explode and kill everyone. To think we have the same face, yet such different smiles. One day I realized how she reminded me of the martyrs I'd seen in the old records. That was the day we decided to leave our town forever.
Record of Project Gestalt's end. Our role as observers ended on the day Project Gestalt collapsed, all due to the actions of Devil and Popola models from another town. With the original Gestalt lost, humanity was doomed to an inevitable extinction. Knowing this, we gathered what remaining replicants data we could find and launched it to the surface of the moon. And though success was unlikely as finding a lost sand grain in the desert, we still had to attempt it. We still had to try. We were androids, you see. Protecting humanity was our instinct. So they're the ones who sent the data to the
And it's not even data of humans, because all the humans were gone. There's replicant DNA on the moon.
I'm fine with that.
You can build new replicants that aren't quite human.
So would Devila and Popola be the ones responsible for creating the new androids?
I mean, we'll see. Yeah, who knows?
Alright, well.
Anyway, yeah, other androids, beholden to the same instinct, began to direct their hate at Devil and Popola models who were who'd snuffed out humanity. It started small, a few offhand remarks, the occasional glance.
Okay, so
So basically, the Grimoire Vice and Grimoire Noir and Gestalt Nier were the keys to the plan ever working at all.
Yes.
And they failed.
Yes.
And so the entire plan got destroyed. Because Weiss dies at the end. Like, he loses himself. All his pages get torn away, and you lose all your powers.
Yes.
And you have to fight with melee against a god.
Yes.
And yeah, so like the entire plan was destroyed. So presumably the Shades killed all the other replicants, because without being able to initiate the project properly, the Black Scrawl just continued until it wiped out all the replicants.
Yeah, most likely, exactly.
And they scraped up some DNA and sent it to the moon.
And and then that means that they
there's
all
probably
died out
a blood
long
vial
before...
from as many replicants as they could find that still had blood.
And presumably the aliens showed up then afterwards.
Yeah, who fucking knows about the aliens, man?
Yeah, they showed up and died before
they made the robots.
These games. Yeah, they showed up, made robots, and then died. Which now begs another question, because so the Yora units are made with the robot cores.
Yes, the robots are recycled garbage.
So
sorry, androids are recycled robot garbage.
So not all androids though. Popola and Devila are old school androids. From before when
they
Project
are
Gestalt
original
was a thing.
androids and are completely different. And also the Resistance is probably also more like Popola and Devila.
Yes, I believe
Yorha
so.
was created from garbage.
Yeah, so it says here that there were other androids.
Yes.
Beholden to the same instinct. So Popola and Devila were not the only androids, they just were the caretakers. So there must have been other androids outside of the towns doing things, having tasks.
Yes. There were little Wallies running around.
Exactly. So the human or the replicants got killed off. All that was left is androids.
Yeah.
Aliens show up, war with the androids. Aliens die off, robots stay, and then
presumably aliens showed up and went, there's no one here.
Yep.
We're gonna land and see what's up. We'll send our robots out to scout.
Yes.
And then the androids are like, no, this world belongs to humans. We have faith that there will one day again be humans.
Yeah.
So we are going to fight you to the end for the humans that don't exist anymore.
So it's the same kind of thing with Project Gestalt, basically, where Project Gestalt, they were waiting for the disease to disappear so that they could allow the souls back into the replicants, but the replicants gained self-awareness.
Yeah.
In this case, they sent the replicant DNA to the moon to preserve it, and before all the black scrawl faded away, the aliens showed up, basically, and fucked that whole thing up.
And that's when the meteor hit. That's why there's meteorite all over the place.
Exactly.
to make swords out of.
And then, with the robots, the existing androids fought the robots, then they took the robot cores and made the Yorha androids because they needed disposable warriors to deal with the problem.
Yeah. So anyway.
Damn, that is just complicated.
Let's continue, and some things may become clearer as time goes on. So yeah, there's a few offhand repairs, occasional glance, but even the smallest things have weight when enough of them combine, and that weight eventually becomes a boulder. And emotions boiled over, and remarks became jeers, and soon enough, my sister and I were the perfect target for persecution.
These are very human emotions and responses.
Yes.
At first, we simply accepted the fact that our friends turned on us. It was almost unavoidable, I suppose. We were observers for Project Gestalt, after all. And while we didn't cause it to fail, the people who did, well, they looked just like us. So we accepted it. We took the resentment and scorn we endured. So they became racist people.
Anyone with pink hair's gotta die.
Wait, did they have pink hair in the first game?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's reddish.
Okay.
It's
because as crazy as it sounds, I think we actually felt responsible. So, the Popol and Devil from the Nier game, the first one, were the observers of the town with Nier in it.
Mm-hmm.
These were observers for a different town of replicants, but Nier was also, only in the one.
Yes, and also, there is no knowledge or reason how Nier became the most powerful and the leader of the Gestalt.
No, there's no explanation to that.
But he was the most powerful shade, and he had kept 80% of his humanity even in his shade form.
Well, presumably he was like the leader of the science project, the research.
But I mean, there's nothing that implies that he's a scientist or anything in any way.
Well, I thought there was some lore that explained that he was head of the project.
No, he's just a guy.
Okay.
Like it was there's nothing that implies that he really had anything to do with it. I think he just, like the Nier replicant, he saw that shit needed to be done, and so he sort of took control. He found Grimoire Noir.
Yeah.
And was like, okay, Grimoire Noir, what do we need to get this rolling? Okay, we need to find Grimoire Weiss. Let's go find
yeah, because that's the beginning of the game. Is him, his daughter, and Grimoire Noir.
Yeah, which is so cool because you get that 15,000 years later or whatever after that prologue, and it's like, what? And it looks like you're in the snow, but it's salt. And
you know what the crazy thing about that actually is that he's fighting the Skrull.
Yeah.
At that point, so people
started
already
going nuts immediately.
Yeah, the project went off, and the souls got taken from the bodies, and
that's why it was
crazy.
It was like all the replicants are getting killed. So Grimoire presumably Gestalt Nier went, somebody's got to start this, and there's nobody's doing it, so I guess I've got to do it.
Yeah,
which is the same as Nier replicant, who's like, we are all dying to this Skrull. Yes. Someone's got to do so. They both had the same mission to save their daughter to save the village.
I just thought of something. At the beginning of Nier 1, Nier says to his daughter, "Don't read the book. Don't open the book." And I just realized that is Grimoire Noir.
Yeah.
Grimoire Noir is probably what pulls the soul from the body, and Grimoire Weiss is probably what they need to put the soul back, and together they allow the project to work.
Each one had half the power, essentially.
Yeah, so he had Grimoire Noir, and he told her not to open the book, because if she opened the book, her soul would be ripped from her body. And probably would have... And it seemed to be alerting the Skrulls as well, because she had the book.
And Replicant Nier's daughter was sick because Gestalt Nier was shoving Gestalt daughter into that body
yes.
and trying to make it work. And he's like, okay, we're going to start the process now. I'm going to find the book, then it's going to work. And it actually does work. He does it. And then she's in the body. His daughter is in the body, and then she goes... There's someone else in here, and she's terrified, and I don't want to be alive like this.
Yeah.
And so she leaves. She gives it up, and he's like, what?
And then they both go crazy and fight each other.
Yeah, and then they just fight each other. Anyway, we moved from town to town in an effort to avoid persecution, but in one such town, my seemingly infinite patience finally broke. My sister Devila met with unprovoked violence at the hands of a resistance member. She said something in response to his taunts. Something quiet. And though her words were ambiguous, he slashed her leg nearly in two. My vision narrowed, everything went red, and then she smiled at me.
That's a weird response.
It's okay, sis. There's nothing we can do.
I mean, you could end the town.
But it was too late. My emotions were no longer in my control. I'm simply not strong enough to stand aside and let the most important person in the world come to harm.
Devil and I left town that same day. Violence like that wouldn't stop. It was going to happen again, and it wouldn't be coming from just one person. So rather than just let them kill us, we ran. I guess it was the greatest resistance I could muster. We lose the sun as dark clouds gather overhead. We continue our march. A cold wind blasts us, sealing what little body heat we have left. I smell rain in the air. We continue our march. Sometimes we hear animals howling in the distance. It makes us flinch every time. But we continue our march because even this is better than suffering at the hands of our fellow androids.
Why must we suffer this persecution? I know we're the same model as the androids who doomed humanity, so I understand that part. At least a little anyway. But at the same time, we're not them. We're not the same. We are who we are. And Devil and Popola were who they were. That's how I felt when I saw Devila being hurt. I wanted to shout it at everyone. I wanted to scream. As far as I'm concerned, there is only one Devila. And for her, there is only me. No one can take the other's place.
Rain falls from the sky. It stimulates our sensation nerves like cold needles. We need maintenance badly, but that's a pipe dream, I suppose.
Why? Why was I programmed to feel pain?
No android would dare help a pair of outcasts like us.
Are you cold, Devila? I'm alright, as long as you're with me, sis. I feel the same. We press our bodies together and try to retain heat. It's cold now, much worse than the searing heat of midday. But we just smile at each other and keep pressing on. There's another camp on the other side of the desert, a new camp. If we can just get there, I can finally fix Devila's leg. So basically, they crossed all of the desert to enter the map that we're on.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Is what it's looking like.
And then that's where they continue. And that's where they show up, like, partway through the game.
Yeah.
And, presumably, there's a lot of Popola and Devlin models around the around the planet.
Yeah, I mean, the ones that weren't torn apart in a, you know...
Hatred and retribution.
In a hate, yeah.
And yet, I wonder if there's anywhere on this planet that will take us. Hey, what's wrong? It's nothing. Don't worry about it. I do what I can to suppress the anxiety in my chest and keep walking. The rain grows worse. It lashes at us without pause. Is this our punishment? I reach out and... I'm gonna support her body.
As long as we have bodies to support one another, as long as I have someone with whom to share my fate, then I will press on no matter what happens to me. Because I won't ever stop protecting her. I won't stop. No one stops.
That is fate. We twin androids have been assigned. Is it done? It's done!
You did it.
The failure to manage the area resulted in the collapse of the Gestalt system, which led to the decimation of the human race. I mean, that means only 1/10 is gone. Due to the discovery of its instability, the twin system was removed from future Android production designs.
Yeah. I love the misuse of decimate.
Yep.
I decimated them. Okay, so they're still at 90% power. This
is great. Let's keep going then. We're fine. We can survive with 90%. Okay, so there's factories just making androids, or there was anyway, when Project Gestalt was still going on, and shortly thereafter.
Yeah.
Following the incident, the Devila and Popola models were not dismantled. However, in order to prevent further unexpected behavior, they underwent a memory wipe. Furthermore, they were reprogrammed to generate constant feelings of guilt. Oh.
That is all that remains from their personal record during the era in which they were referred to as
they have a memory wipe, so they don't actually know anything about
Why do the androids Devila and Popola seem to prefer death over surviving alone? There was a very high probability that at least one could have escaped.
I hope you never have to understand.
Affirmative.